This tutorial will be on updating your website, but this first one will actually have to deal with just the general features about updating WordPress, just for familiarization's sake. So what happens is when you go to your website, you want to get to the admin area of your website, and the admin area is abdironworld.com/wp-admin. That's abdironworld.com/wp-admin, and you'll come to this area, and then what you do is you just go and log in. Now, once you're logged in, you come to the WordPress administration panel. It can look different than the general administration panels because we've actually modified it using particular themes and whatnot. So almost every one of these are a little bit different. So, but what I want you to pay attention to is that the most important thing on here, at least from your perspective, is this tab right here called Pages. And this is where majority of your content is sitting. So you really have to pay attention to that one. So if I just quickly click on it and go to it, I'll see the kinds of pages that you have in your website. So you can see that here's the About Us page, areas of service, careers, contact us, philosophy. And of course you can do a search for these pages just in case you can't find it, because there are 176 pages in your website. So there's quite a number. Now, the other way to go about it is if you are logged in and you want to modify a particular page, you don't necessarily need to go to Pages, All Pages, go and do a search, go look for it down this list. You can just surf to it on your website. So if you click there, and I'm on the front of your website now that I'm logged in too, I can see that there's this administration bar that appears. That only appears when I'm logged in. So let's just say I'm surfing around. So I go to one of the Iron Fence web pages. So I go in here, maybe I click on this one, maybe this one here, I want to update this one. And maybe the update on this one is not so much, or maybe it's the price on this one, or whatever it is. So I'll talk about text changes first. But if I want to update this page, I do come here and it says Edit Page. So I can go to Edit Page. And if I click on it, then it'll allow me to edit this page. So now you just scroll down. So this is the name of the page itself, right? Here is the URL of the page, which we don't want to change unless there is a need to change it. But it just basically, this is the URL you use to get to this particular page on the front end, right? If I scroll down, it's kind of something called a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. So I can see here if I remember what this page looks like. So let me just open up a new tab and go there so that we can kind of compare what we see on the front end and what we see in the administration panel. So we're modifying the Alex fence here. So if you take a look at this, it's obviously here's what it is, and I can see there's two columns here. So if I go to the back end of this, so I can see there's two columns here. I can see it says annex fence, and then on this side is an image. So what happens is if I want to modify this, I just have to scroll through this, and I can see there's elements of these that are in boxes. I can just click on that box and modify it. So let's just say I want to modify the price for annex fence. Just come here, roll over it, and then click on this icon here to edit this text block. It opens up, and there it is. And now when you're on this area, you can change things like you would Microsoft Word. So you just start typing what you want, and all of a sudden it appears. So here I'm just going to delete that first. But basically you just type in what you want, and then you can use these things like bold, italicize, bullets. You can do left align. I wouldn't get into these too much. Here is link or edit link. So if I said, hey, you know what, I want to link this to Google. So you can go ahead and do that. I go add the link, right? And so now if someone on the front end clicks on this, this will go to Google. Maybe if I want to link this one, so I click on link again, and this time here I want to link to a page that's on the website. So I can kind of like go through this and say, oh, you know what, I want to link to the rinse fence. So now it's going to do that automatically. That's going to link to the rinse fence. Now to save it, all I do is I click on Save Changes, right? And then I click on Update. And so that's a very easy way to kind of do changes on the back end of the website and then have them appear. And this is just for textual changes. So if I refresh this page, you'll see that there's been changes here. You'll see now that the annex iron here, it basically, if I click on it, it goes to Google. So let me just go back. If I click on the other one here, this should go to the rinse fence. And it does. And so as easy as that, that's how you do textual changes. And like I said, most of the content is located within that pages area. I'm just going to just surf here for a moment because maybe this is a little bit different here. Yeah, I believe that, let me see if I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so this is a little bit different. We'll definitely do a tutorial just on the portfolio itself. But in the meantime, usually when you're updating pages, so you go to About Us as an example, you're like, well, I want to make changes on that, or maybe I want to change this paragraph. Just surf to that page, click on Edit, and then start modifying it. So scroll down, and you'll see where the text blocks are, and then you can just click on the text block, make sure to save it, and then click on Update. Okay, so now I've made a change here. I'm going to go in and fix that. So obviously I can see now that there's links on here. I'll click on Edit that section, and then here I just click on the annex iron. This was to add the link. This is to remove the link. So I click on that, it disappears. I click on this link here, and then I click on Remove. It disappears. Save changes, update, and the change is done. Okay, so we'll pop on to the next tutorial.